Everybody, just wanted to give a update. Got the motor in, new 350 turbo tranny. I still got to get a bracket here for my spring. Got the throttle hooked up, but I still need to get the transmission hooked up, the shift. I'm not quite sure if that's the right bracket. Part 3081, or it's 8031, yeah, part 3081. It's got the throttle and the transmission. You can see it's lined up a lot better than it was in the past. Fuel pump leaked a little bit on the threads here. Brand new fuel pump. I put a little Teflon tape back on the threads and I tighten it down till your elbow pops. The transmission, these lines here were leaking a little bit, and I tightened them down with those nice wrenches, you know, the ones that go around. But you pretty much got to tighten that down till your elbow pops too, because it'll still wick. But my only issue now is this transmission dipstick. I tried to go and get an OEM, you know, an OEM one. You can see that dipstick's wicking, it's leaking. And if you can see, it's not quite sealed all the way around. I could bend it to get it in there, but it's got a rubber grommet on it and it's still leaking. I tried to get an OEM one through the Chevy dealer or the parts stores in town, and they don't sell the OEM approved. So I guess I'll have to go through Monster Transmissions, because all they could give me was these chrome ones, and they just don't fit right. You know, it's not sealing all the way around. It's cocked at an angle where it comes into the transmission. And if you don't have those transmission dipsticks right, you know, if your handle, this thing moves around too much, it's going to mess with the level that you think it is. And I heard a transmission guy said that the new Camaros 2020, the dipsticks run 1 quart low, which is alright if you're driving around town. But if you're going to be racing that brand new Camaro around, when you're running 1 quart low, and that's straight from the factory, the Chevy Camaros, the new ones, run 1 quart low. Can you believe that? And then I try to go buy an OEM dipstick, one that locks in there, a nice one, with maybe a rubber boot around the bottom, but they won't sell those. So I guess I'll go online to Monster Transmission and order me one. I still have to put a fan on it. I'm just going to go with the aluminum, the old school. I don't really want electric fans. I don't want to worry about them coming on or me having to turn them on. I just like tried and true aluminum flex fan. And I used to have the clutch fan on here, which is just big and encumbersome, so I'm deleting that. Somebody put the side terminals on here. I deleted those, got them out of here, and went back to the, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Someone put the side terminals, and I deleted those. That's the only thing, my biggest pet peeve is side terminals. Unless you don't have clearance for your hood to close, there's no reason to be putting those. They're so hard to clean, so hard to tighten. Everybody uses pliers on them, they go to shit fast. But I'm slowly getting her dialed in. Everything's new except for the alternator and the power steering pump. But it's got a brand new water pump, fuel pump. This is the large water pump. If you can put your hand down there, it's the large water pump. The small water pump, you can't put your hand back behind it. So if you're doing a water pump, you need to make sure you get the right one or your pulleys aren't going to line up right. And brand new harmonic balancer. So you can see everything lines up nice down there with the harmonic balancer. It's looking good though. Got a few kinks as far as this transmission kickdown. You think there would be a bracket that would hold that on there at the position I want it. But I'll figure it out slowly. I do need to get a new deal to hold my throttle, that little piece. And I need to adjust the timing a little bit. She starts right up, but the timing's not dead on yet. Can't find my timing light anywhere, it seems like. When you need it, you can't find it. Slowly coming along. The screaming banshee. Another problem I had was I was trying to, the way these are bent and go up over, so I tried these and they kind of leak. Even though you tighten the heck out of them, they still leak. So I am going to have a muffler guy throw in some bent pipes, but it's short and loud, which is what I want. It's a screaming banshee, don't you know?